Hi, friends. Happy Monday, wherever this finds you. I'm Tree. Most of you know I've been posting for about 11 days now video snippets of poetry, spontaneously offering insights about the self that are a bit of a spiritual perspective in hopes that your view of you may be a little bit uplifted. It's a deep hope of mine that if anything I share here resonates with your heart and you want to share further, do feel welcome to go to my site, thoughtbythought.net, which, while it's a work in progress, you can still find a tab that says Tea with Tree. And you can click that and listen to another little video snippet and decide if you'd like to set up a time to meet with me. And it can happen online or over the phone or anywhere that works for you. Just give it a look. So, okay. Okay, tonight, I'm thinking a lot about what roots us, what grounds us, and keeps our thought about ourselves stable. So, as I mentioned in the other video poems, I have a sense of where I'd like to go with this, and we'll just trust it flows. If not there, then somewhere that makes sense. All right, give me a sec. It's snowing today, I should say, which has kind of put a little bit of beauty to the day that was unexpected. I don't really watch the weather much. Okay. Okay. Ever since we were little, they ask us to share who we are, where we're from, and something that might have interest to those there. And we get pretty good at fulfilling that request of giving our name, where we're from, what we do, and maybe what we love best. And year after year goes by and we share from our hearts, but not ever that much further, because it's not really invited or expected to say. And how do you go about your day? Oftentimes online, it's kind of the same thing. Create a site, an about page, where you share what you do. Tell them your thing. Often it doesn't go further, though, unless the site creator opens up their heart a little bit more to share about him or her. And I've watched this pattern several times for years. And I've asked myself, what keeps us from sharing further? And I love the concept that we could each try to show up in these spaces with more than our about or our why. And I'm not really sure what that looks like, but I do know it's something I'm thinking of. And here's a little bit of a suggestion of where possibly it could go. I want to ask this. Do you have a way that you ground your thoughts when you think about yourself and hearing all that you are or are not? Do you have a method of holding thoughts still so you can hear that inner nudge hugging you and adoring you and loving you so now? What happens to you when you think about yourself? What happens in that thought of yours when you're reviewing your journey thusly? What if there was a way to ground thought in that assured fact that we aren't just our lot of achievements and statuses and titles we've earned, of degrees or accomplishments that we've attained out in the world? What if we could root and ground thought in the spiritual fact that each one of us is image and likeness of love? It's such a fact. Then watch what that does. Just like armor, or just like a shield, having that defense inside thwarts off all that resists the who we are and the how we're showing up being real. And yet it's so much more than just a daily defense to root and ground our thought in what is our spiritual perfection. It's so much more than just a defense. Why? Because it allows you to be true. And if you're a skeptic out there listening and you're going, yeah, whatever, Tree, glad that works for you. I hear you. I know. There's lots of folks out there parading around, offering their wares. The best I can do is offer up here how grounding my thought in that spiritual truth has allowed me share and be and live a broader story. So, my hope for you tonight, as you leave this little snippet, is that you'll take this question: do I have a method of rooting and grounding my sense of self in something stable and unswerving? Just take that question. You don't have to answer me here. You don't ever have to let me know what shows up in that thinkaroo of yours. But ask that question and be honest with the answer. And if the answer is no, and you want one, you want a rooted and groundedness, constancy, you want a rooted and groundedness for your sense of self, then be in touch. And let's roll up those thought sleeves and get to work in. You're allowed to feel grounded and rooted, offline or right here. Okay. Thanks for listening. Big hug. See you soon.